Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Whenever this video finds you, I hope you're having a rad time. I'm the Figure Dude, and today we're going to be making LT and Bam Bam Bigelow from WrestleMania 11. Without further ado, let's talk about some figures. Dude. Welcome back. Like I said, today we are making the main event of WrestleMania 11, Lawrence Taylor and Bam Bam Bigelow. And now that I'm looking, I don't see my... Oh, here we go. Forgot my decals right here. So, for Lawrence Taylor, we've got tight decals, and then this does come with decals for the boots and for the shirt if you choose to do it on a rubber shirt. But I got a soft goods shirt from Threadhead Custom Clothing, so I'm going to be using that for my Lawrence Taylor. He's on a Bobby Lashley body, and then I think these boots are from Greg the Hammer Valentine, which would explain the heart and the hammer. And then the head sculpt is, I believe, from Tom Veg. And then obviously we've got a Bam Bam Bigelow figure here. So I had this one for a long time, and I didn't realize I had this. So this will be a little bit easier to cover up because it's going to be a black base. So I won't have to worry about all the yellow molded legs here. But I'm going to pop the head over, pop the feet over. Might repaint the facial hair so it looks a little bit better. I don't think I have any extras of his head with True Effects or anything. But a lot of prepping here. The Lawrence Taylor, I'm going to avoid painting like too much underneath the shirt and jersey. I'm just going to paint like the wrist tape. He had like some high white socks, so I'll paint a little bit up here and then paint his trunks and everything. So decals are going to take forever for Bam Bam Bigelow, which is part of the reason I avoided doing this duo for so long. But I wanted to make Lawrence Taylor, and it didn't feel right to have one on him on the shelf without Bam Bam Bigelow in one of the oddest WrestleMania main events we've ever had. But I'm ready. Let's go. All right, a little bit of painting here on the head. Just got to paint the hair. The skin tone was already painted quite a while back, but I've got to paint the trunks as well. And then I'm just going to do a couple layers over the Lashley crotch piece. You're not going to be able to see it with the shirt anyway, so just enough to cover it up there. And then I did use some tape to line it off so you can see it's pretty nice and straight there. I just like the clean look. I didn't have decals to put all the way around the bottom there, so I just cut those from the second set I had that goes on the side of the thigh, and it actually worked out perfectly. There's a couple spots to line up, but or to fill in with paint, but they were very little. Those went around the legs pretty well. So then it was just a matter of getting these ones on the side to fit nicely, and then I did want to make sure they were nice and dry and sealed before I put his jersey or shirt back on so that it didn't mess up. And then no painting for Bam Bam Bigelow, or I guess I did paint a little bit on the arm just to cover up the black. It was in skin tone, so I couldn't just acetone it. But the decals here were not that bad. The body is so large that even though these decals are large, there's just a lot of space, so you don't really have to wrap it around anything. It was a lot of just big flat area, so what I thought was going to be a large task really was just a matter of not getting lazy with it, since it's just repetitive and not that challenging, I guess. And the hairdryer just again makes it so much easier. Using a hairdryer after I get them on has been life-changing as far as the customs go. Really the most difficult part is that one of the legs, like the left leg with the swivel, is just kind of loose, and it made it hard applying the decal just because it kind of moved around on me. And then these ones on the back, I should have cut them before and then I didn't, so after the fact I had to cut them while they were already wet and I was trying to apply them. And there we have it, the main eventers from one of the worst WrestleManias of all time, Lawrence Taylor and Bam Bam Bigelow. I've had this shirt forever for LT, so I'm glad I finally got around to making it. The pants, I had fun making, actually. Hold on, we're flopping around here.
The legs on the bottom there, I didn't have decals for the bottom of the shorts, so I ended up just cutting the thigh, the ones that go up the thigh, cutting the ends off of both of those, going all the way around, and then I filled in the little gaps with some paint, and I like how that turned out. It pops really well. Using the tape for the high socks he wore, I feel like turned out really well. And then the only thing is with the shirt that he wore, like, it was like a jersey, and then he wore the Wrestlemania shirt underneath. So it has like that Wrestlemania emblem on it, but those were two separate pieces. Like, that's just being nitpicky with the shirt. And then he had on like a turtleneck too. So I don't know if the Wrestlemania shirt was a t-shirt turtleneck. I don't know what was going on. It looked a little bit different, but I'm not going to be a huge stickler about my Wrestlemania 11 Lawrence Taylor. I think it looks cool right there, and I'm happy with it. And then the Bam Bam Bigelow. Have a bunch of Bam Bam Bigelow figures, but not in this look. And I like that it's got the purple, blue, orange, and red. Just more than, it just has a lot of color to it. The decals weren't too bad. They were big, but so is the figure, and it's mostly flat, so it wasn't terrible. And then the only real issue I had was with like a couple of, like you can see on the side here, if I did it again, I would do the backside decals first and then lay the front ones over that. I think that would look a little bit better with some of them. And then the boots, he did wear the boots that had the red flames on the toes, but I think I have an extra set somewhere, so I wasn't going to paint those on there. When I find them, I'll swap them, but for today, I'm okay with it. The shoulder joint, didn't realize that those were not in black. They were skin tone, so I started to acetone off the design and realized that there was no, it was skin tone underneath. So painted that up, but it's covered up by the decal anyway. Like I always say, when I look at some figures, I think, man, I don't feel like doing it. It's going to take a lot. And then I finish and I'm like, oh, that was pretty easy. But I had a lot of fun with it, even though it's memorable because it was a weird main event, not because it was a fine match, no different than some of the other celebrity matches we've had, but just another moment in time. And I doubt we're gonna get a Lawrence Taylor figure for various reasons, but I did think it was like him or Mike Tyson were the potential SDCC exclusive a few years ago, but excuse me, lost my train of thought. Anyway, we'll just wrap it up here. If you made it to the end, I appreciate it. Please continue to like, share, subscribe, and remember, you can't buy happiness, but you can buy more action figures. Figure dude.